A jury has found a man guilty on sexual abuse charges from a 2020 family visit in St. George. And Washington County has approved a flexible new water shortage plan that puts cities in charge of meeting reduction targets.
Plus, we'll have your daily weather and more coming up next.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. A jury has found 34-year-old Wesley James Pierce guilty of 2 counts of aggravated sexual abuse of a child stemming from a 2020 visit in St. George. Cody Blowers has the details on the case and what led to the conviction.
Trial opened Tuesday for a New Mexico man accused of sexually abusing a child during a family gathering in St. George in 2020. 34-year-old Wesley James Pierce of Artesia, New Mexico, was on trial facing 3 first-degree felony counts of aggravated sexual abuse of a child. When the 2-day trial opened Tuesday morning, multiple witnesses testified for the state, including the child, as well as the detective who spearheaded the investigation. On day 2, the defendant took the stand, and then closing arguments were made by both sides. Here is defense attorney Darwin Overson.
So the question of the key was, do you believe that this was a fair investigation?
The state was represented by prosecutor Stephanie Harmon and Tyler Bonzo, and it was Harmon who delivered the closing arguments on Wednesday.
She got up there, she swore to tell the truth. You should believe the 9-year-old girl because she has come here today to talk to you about what happened 5 years later. You have everything that you need to convict the defendant of all 3 counts.
In the jury's split verdict, Pierce was found guilty of 2 of the first-degree felony charges and was acquitted of the 3rd. Pierce was taken into custody while he waits sentencing that is scheduled in January.
Washington County has approved a new water shortage plan that shifts responsibility for meeting reduction targets directly to individual cities, while keeping the district in charge of declaring shortage stages. Maury Kessler has the details on how this flexible approach will affect local water management and conservation efforts.
The Washington County Water Conservancy District recently finalized a new regional water shortage contingency plan after months of discussion among city leaders. The plan outlines how the county will respond to drought or any disruption to the water supply and also gives cities more control over how they meet conservation targets. Doug Bennett, the district's conservation manager, says that flexibility was key to getting all 8 municipal partners on board.
Instead of having a suite of response measures, specific actions that cities would have to take and requiring every city to take the same actions, now the plan allows the city to develop its own response plan so that they could try to meet the target.
The district's board of trustees will still decide when a shortage is declared and how big the cutbacks need to be. Bennett says the plan can be used during drought, infrastructure failures, or even cyber attacks. And with the Virgin River as the county's only source, he says preparation is critical.
It's really important for us to have a plan like this because the Virgin River is a fairly erratic river. It's pretty fickle. There is a reasonable expectation that we may be calling on this plan in the future.
Cities will now craft their own response strategies so they're ready if a shortage is called. To learn more, read the story.
Now, here's Mary with your daily weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino.
In St. George, we're looking at sunshine with a high of 62 and an overnight low around 39. Tomorrow will be much the same with clear skies, a high near 63 and another chilly low around 37. In Mesquite, expect a high of 67 today with plenty of sunshine and a low around 42 degrees tonight. Tomorrow warms up a bit more with a high near 70 and a low near 41. Cedar City will be cooler, today's high around 53 with a low near 29. Tomorrow brings lots of sunshine again, but with a high reaching only 51 degrees and an overnight low falling to around 29.
Let's check in with Aaron Crane for your local sports update.
Thanks, Monica. Region 9 boys basketball teams opened the season strong this weekend, going 15-4 collectively. Dixie went 3-0 with 3 nail-biters, including a buzzer-beater win over Provo. Hurricane, Pineview, and the other 5 other schools notched multiple victories. The Flyers and other teams now look ahead to the regular season play starting December 17th. 2 big invitational swim meets took place this past weekend. In Cedar City, Cedar boys took first and the Lady Reds finished second, while Canview captured the girls' title. In St. George, Skyridge edged Mountain Ridge for the girls' win, and Mountain Ridge topped the boys' meet. Local swimmers, including Cedar and Desert Hills athletes, posted standout performances as teams gear up for weekly meets in the state championships in February. Now back to you, Monica.
Washington City is set to become home to Zion Shores, a $140 million surf-focused community featuring an 8-acre lagoon and state-of-the-art artificial surf pools for residents and visitors. We were at the groundbreaking where developers said this one-of-a-kind development will bring ocean-style waves to the Utah desert.
I'm here with James Sukon with Ember, who has partnershiped with Zion Shores. James, tell me about your partnership and what you're excited about with this community opening.
Ember, we provide luxury co-ownership homes, so you can own a part of a home, in this case in a luxury resort, and then we are also the property management arm of Zion Shores.
Moving forward, looking into the future, what you're most excited about with this community?
Yeah, I mean, the amenities, right? I think it speaks for itself, yes. Like the ocean waves against the red rock.
All right, I am here with Cody Larkin, the developer of Luxury Homes Zion Shores community. Tell me, as you've been building this brainchild, what has your inner circle of people kind of been asking you?
Is this really going to happen? Do we have what it takes to get it done? And we definitely do. You know, you always have regrets in life of things that you wish you did earlier on in life, and surfing is for sure one of those. The connection to nature, to Mother Nature, and what it's brought me.
I'm sure you hear it often as you're building a huge amount of pool space. What is your answer for those that are worried about the water?
The City Council had those questions for us, and before we even went to them, we recognized that water is the most valuable resource that the community has here. But the water that we are using is not being used by the community. It is brackish. It's extremely difficult to make usable in a culinary or irrigation purpose, but it works perfectly for a saltwater pool.
Professional golfer Jadon Blake reflects on his decades-long career, the importance of family, and his efforts to give back to young golfers in southern Utah. Adele Park has the story on how Blake balances life on the PGA Tour with raising a family and mentoring the next generation of players.
For professional golfer Jadon Blake, there's no place like home. Born and raised in St. George, Blake learned to golf at Dixie Red Hills, a place he still loves to play.
It's a cute little 9-hole course stuck up here in the Red Rock. The style of golf course is very unique. It's one of the favorites for the whole state of Utah. People like to come down here and just come out here and play.
Family members play an important role in Blake's career, with them often cheering from the sidelines at various PGA events. Blake's wife, Marcy, describes her introduction to the sport.
For our first date, we went to the Masters because my dad said, if you don't go, I'm going.
Marcy Blake served as her husband's caddy for 10 years while he was on the PGA Champions Tour.
We have so much fun out there that you have to remind yourself, okay, get in the zone and let's go play golf.
Jadon Blake still loves to play golf, but these days he spends a lot of time cheering on his 10 grandkids as they compete in a myriad of sports.
What I learned from my parents, to always support and give back and do what they can for their kids, which is my brothers and sisters, just kind of bled down to me of wanting to do the same thing for my kids and grandkids.
Jadon Blake made his 500th tour start at Black Desert Resort in 2024 using a putter given to him by his father.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to WeWinInjuryLaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.